Hey, lover. What a pleasure it is to be with you on this glorious, sunny, but very, very cold Wednesday. Wherever you are in the world, please say hi. Let me know where you're dialing in from. I love to hear. So if you're on replay, type hashtag replay and I'll say hi to you when you're eventually watching this. And if you're here live, please do say hello. I love to know who I'm chatting with. No one's joined me yet, so I will wait a moment. Oh, what have we got going on here? There's a little error message. Let's try again with that one. There we are. Okie dokie. I think we're live everywhere now. There's a little bit of a tech hiccup there. But hello, hello. As I was saying, if you're joining live, please say hi so I know who I'm chatting to. And if you're on replay, just type hashtag replay and I'll say hi to you. But really, really good to be with you. Hi, Ruth Dallin. So nice to see you. And oh my gosh, it was so good to see you in person last week on Friday. Good morning, Facebook user. I don't know who that is. Who's that saying hi? Yeah, so last Friday I was in London. There was about, how many of us were there? 22, 23 of us in total who came to a workshop with me, and we were kind of completing our reflection process for last year and visioning into what this year is about. And we did a bit of burning. We burned what we were letting go of from last year. We went down. Did you know that the Thames in London has a massive tide? Like the tide comes really, really high, then it goes out really, really low. And I managed to time it perfectly. And we're able to walk down onto the beach. There's actual sand onto the beach of the Thames, and we did a little burning ritual, which is always fun. And we had some breakout groups. The women got to actually really chat and talk and get to know each other, to actually help each other come up with action plans, like proper demonstrable action that they can take into the new year with their biggest goals. And yeah, we did some beautiful visioning and just real sisterhood and friendship. And oh my goodness, it was so amazing to be in a room with women I've known for years, and we've only ever known each other online, like on Zoom and so on, and on these lives. And it was so good, really heartwarming. Hey Joe, nice to see you. Oh, that's Claudia. Hi Claudia, how you doing? Yes, it was the best day, wasn't it, Ruth? Yeah, really, really great. Hi, guys. Don't forget, if you're here on Facebook and you haven't given StreamYard permission to show your name, you have to do that. But no worries if you don't want to. That's all good. Okay, really, really glad to be with you today. This is a really important topic because, and this is a live, this is a show for the single gals, okay? No, nothing more to it. If you're single, you're going to love this. If you want to just hang out and be in the vibe and pick up what you need to pick up, you're so welcome to be here. And if you are single and believing that you are never going to meet your person because you're at a certain age and stage in life, in other words, you're over 40, and you think it can't happen for you at this stage of life, then you absolutely need to be here. If you're thinking, I'm so freaking done with online dating, or feeling like you just can't even face online dating, you don't even want to give it a go, for all the reasons, and there's a bunch of reasons that I've heard from many women. For example, it doesn't feel safe, it's full of weirdos, it's exhausting, I don't even know where to begin, I don't like my profile photos. When I go on there, that's just all kind of men that aren't suitable. They're not high quality. They're not my kind of person. I've heard it all. I've heard it all. And while I get it, because I was that woman, I remember, like, I tried all sorts of different dating apps, paid apps, free apps. I did all the things, upgraded, downgraded. And I didn't love it. I didn't love it. And everybody had a bloody opinion about my profile pictures. Some were like, they're too girl next door. Others are like, you look too good, you're unapproachable. Oh my God, I couldn't win. And then, like, even figuring out what to write. I mean, I've been there, and I definitely got to a point of thinking, it's not for me. I'm not gonna do this. and I'll tell you some more, and I've got so much to share today. I actually ended up meeting my now husband on Bumble. So it was how I was meant to meet him in the end. But there was a journey to that, and I'll come to that in a second. And so while I understand the frustrations around online dating, and by the way, I've worked with clients as well that have had some really tough times online. There's been some horrific stories. There's been scams happening that, women have been hurt through it. And women get hurt. Men get hurt, not just through online dating. Human beings hurt each other in all sorts of weird and wonderful ways. It's not just online dating. You do have to be savvy if you're going to online date. Hi, Sarah. Lovely to have you. You do have to be savvy. There are things to learn and know and so on. And I actually work with James Priest, who's a celebrity dating coach. And his total focus and expertise is specifically online dating profiles and how to date safely. And I work with him, and he comes in and works with my clients, and we host masterclasses, and we've got all sorts of content. If you want to get that content, let me know, and I'll tell you how you can come into my world to get your hands on that stuff. But there are things to know. There are ways to beat the algorithms. There's ways to do it safely and so on. And all that said, I'm kind of bored of this conversation, said with so much love. I'm kind of done with hearing, oh, online dating doesn't work. Actually, for many, it does, truth be told. I'm kind of fed up of hearing, it's not for me, it can't work for me, I'm never going to meet someone because I'm not willing to go on online dating. That's just not true. There are many ways that you can meet somebody that doesn't involve online dating. But the point of today's show is I kind of want you to just park the whole online dating conversation. Can we just park it? I bet a lot of you are going to be sighing like a real relief and release at this idea of like the permission piece. Am I allowed to park it? Can I just let it go? Yeah, for now, just let it go. For now, just let it go, because there are multiple ways that you can meet your person, multiple ways that your person will find you, because remember, your person is looking for you too. You're not the only one in the game. Your person who desires to love and be loved is feeling just like you in so many ways, probably feeling just as vulnerable, probably feeling just as lost, maybe feeling just as unsure, wondering if it's ever going to happen for them. All the things. Do women even exist over 40, over 50, over 60 who'd be interested in me? Like, they're feeling all of this stuff too. But can we just park and forget the online dating conversation just for now and hear me out? Please hear me out. Because, right, pause. Let me have a sip of my tea. And by the way, if you're watching live or if you're on replay, #replay, can you just type in the comments now? How does it feel for you to be given permission to just pause on the whole online dating thing? To quit. I'm like giving you permission to quit thinking about it. Quit giving any energy and attention to online dating. Just how would it feel to do that? Because I've got some other solutions and other ways for you to meet your person with real life, true examples of how you can meet your person without going online. Sarah's saying lovely mug. Thank you. There's a story behind this mug. I saw it. Yeah, Claudia saying it feels good. Claudia, I think you're going to recognize what I'm about to say, by the way. Wink. Can I wink? Yes, I can wink. I saw this mug at Christmas time. Must have been the year before last, yeah. And I was like, I need that mug. So I bought it and I gave it to my son. And I said, can you please wrap this up for me for Christmas? This can be your Christmas present to me. So he wrapped it and gave it to me on Christmas Day. I love this mug. Yeah. It was a huge relief when I came off the 2 I was on. Great. I mean, it's not for everyone, online dating. It's not. And it might be for you. But there's some stuff to do first before you begin worrying about it. And you'll only know it's for you if you hear what I'm about to share. Josephine, hello. Good to have you. Hi, hi. In the last few days, I've had a few different women say to me, I'm not taking any action on dating. I'm not doing anything about it. And they're feeling bad about that. They're like, I feel like I should, we don't like the word should. I feel like I should be doing something about meeting my person. But I don't really know what to do. And the only thing I feel like I kind of know I should be doing is creating an online dating profile, or at least interacting with the profile I have created on XYZ app. But I'm not, because of all the reasons I said before. I don't think it's going to work for me. It's exhausting. It feels like another thing to do. It's not safe, blah, 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 blah. All the things that I'm getting a bit tired of hearing, said with love and understanding and empathy, having been there and been that woman. Let me just cross my legs. And the thing is, for these women, what they're forgetting is, because they're in my world and they're voice noting me, that means they're private clients, or they're messaging me in my Love Lounge membership, or sending me questions in multiple different ways that my clients have different levels of access to me. The fact that they can message me and connect with me in that way means that they are on the path of discovering, and they are absolutely in the process of what I call the empowered feminine approach to dating, which means they're doing their inner work. They're already on the case. They already know what I'm about to share with you. If you don't already know this, they already know that for them to have a really high quality relationship, to be able to attract in a really high quality person, to have the kind of relationship where they're not repeating patterns again and again and again that are sabotaging them and their relationship, so they don't feel like they're dating the same guy or girl again. You know that thing, it's like, oh my God, I've dated this person before. Different person, but different appearance, but same shit. Literally same shit, different day. They're done with the patterns, and they're going through the process of healing so that they can be the vibrational match for the person that is capable of having next level relationship with. So they're already on the path. And I have to remind them that dating isn't just about, we think of dating as, oh, it's the online app. Oh, it's going to the singles event. It's going on the blind date that a friend has set up for you. We think of dating as that action, which is the masculine aspect of dating and the process of meeting somebody. But we're missing the feminine aspect of dating and meeting someone. And the feminine aspect is the healing. It's the self-awareness. It's that learning to develop that a conscious connection, a deep spiritual connection with yourself, so that you can know what your next right move is to take action in the dating game. Dating isn't just about going online, which is what I'm hearing constantly, and I'm getting a bit tired of. It's not just about going online. Dating is a way bigger picture. I kind of think about it as ready, steady, date. And the ready, steady piece is the feminine. The date is the masculine. Ready, steady, date. We've got to be doing the readying and the steadying to be able to date. And how the date happens The masculine action will be guided and inspired by all of the feminine action leading up into that. The feminine action, we don't think of being in the world of the feminine as particularly active, but the feminine state, I ran a whole masterclass on this last night, actually, on embodied confidence, where we talk about feminine and masculine energy and the difference between the two, and empowered energies, disempowered energies, and so on. And the empowered feminine state is, for example, my nose is running. It's it's surrendering, it's relaxing, it's being. The feminine state is receiving. It all seems like nothing is happening. There's no action being taken. And yet they are all active words. Stuff is happening when we're receiving, when we're surrendering, when we're being. It might look like not a lot's happening, and our disempowered masculine will certainly have something to say about it. It's like, you're doing nothing, you're not achieving, you're going to get left behind, you're not trying hard enough, blah, blah, blah. You know, that voice. The empowered feminine bloody well knows that when she is giving herself permission and valuing herself enough, valuing her feminine enough to allow herself to be in a receiving mode, and the activity that is required to put her in that state, like meditation, like walking in nature, right? Anything that gets her in her body, connected to her senses. I'm not going to give the masterclass here. It was an hour-long masterclass last night. But anything that gets us into our empowered feminine state is active. It's an action. And healing and feeling and all those juicy things are the feminine, and they are part of the bigger picture of dating. If you want a next level relationship, you have to do the inner work to heal the reasons why you were previously only available for a disempowered relationship. Full stop. It's way more important to do that work and to focus your energy on that than worry and spin your wheels around what dating app should I go on, what profile pictures should I take, what should my bio line be, what would the hook be in that message to get him to reply to me. Oh my gosh, that is not where we want you putting your focus of attention and energy. No. Ready, steady, date. We want to get you ready. We want, by the empowered feminine approach to dating, that we want you, the whole point of that is that we want you so deeply connected and rooted in the truth of who you are, and doing the inner work that has you quit your sabotaging patterns of behavior, not only just generally in life and how you relate to yourself and how you're speaking to yourself, but how you are able to relate with other human beings, particularly in an intimate relationship. And all of your most sabotaging, toxic stuff is most likely to come out in your intimate relationship. Your friends and your family will probably, and your colleagues, and the guy that sells you your newspaper, they're very unlikely to get the version of you that your intimate partner gets. And I know you know that that's true. I know it's true because I was the woman that was able to show up with certain friendships and as a colleague at work and so on in a pretty good way. I mean, I did have some stuff that needed some attention. But my partner, oh my God, that poor guy. He got the worst version of me. All of my trauma, all of my distrust in men, all of my lack of self-belief and ability to have my own back had me show up in relationship in a really disempowered way. I mean, it wasn't always bad. You know, of course we had great times and I still had beautiful stuff about myself to share with him. And he was the punching bag for all my shit. And it wasn't very pretty. And I know I'm not alone in that. And I know even now with all the work I've done, all the healing, I've healed codependency. My self-worth, my value, my confidence, my self-trust, it's all evolved exponentially to be able to have a very healthy relationship now, to have been able to call in a very healthy relationship. And I'm not perfect, and I'm human and very much still on my journey and learning and evolving every single day and committed to that forever. And when my shit comes up, who gets it the worst? My husband. No one else. My husband gets it the worst. And that's not okay. Thankfully, I also now have tools and the ability to communicate vulnerably and so on with him. And I have called in a man that is able to have that level of conversation with me and go on a healing journey with me. We're in it together now. We're a partnership where we can evolve and heal and grow together on this journey. We are still imperfect. So doing this inner work, the ready, steady piece before dating, doesn't make you perfect. And it's not about getting to a place of total perfection so that you can have this great relationship. But you've got to be committed to that journey. And I really see it as I'm saying this like the iceberg. I know we hear the use of the analogy or the metaphor of the iceberg in personal development all the time. So sorry if it feels a bit boring. And let's just apply that to this. Ready, steady, date. The ready, steady piece is the bottom of the iceberg. The date is the little peak above the ocean. So you got the ocean level, you got the little peak of the iceberg. Seems huge, but underneath is like 10 times more. Don't quote me on that. I don't know the science behind exactly the percentage of what's below, but I know it's a ton more underwater than you see above water. The dating bit is the little peak above water. Underneath is where you're readying yourself and you're steadying yourself, because the steady bit, so the ready is like the inner healing work. The steadying, this is the embodiment of the healing, where we really receive the learning, we receive the growth, we embody it, we get grounded in it, we get rooted in it. So that when we go on to date, we can show up as our truest, most authentic, most divine, most aligned, empowered selves. So forget the little dating bit above water for now and focus on everything below, because that's the foundations that will hold you through every relationship and interaction in your life for the rest of your life. No relationship's guaranteed. I pray that James and I, we have a beautiful marriage until our dying day. That is our desire. And we know that shit happens and life happens, and maybe it won't be like that for us. And if, God forbid, touch wood, that's not our path, and I find myself alone, I have the foundation, all that stuff, the ready, steady stuff below the water level. That's my rock. That's my foundation. I've got me. I've got my own back. And carrying myself forward into perhaps another relationship or whatever it is that I desire next. But I've got me. And unless we've got us, the relationship's doomed. I really believe that. Unless we have ourselves, we don't get to have. When I say the relationship's doomed, I mean the version of the relationship, that empowered relationship that you really want, is doomed. You can have a relationship, but is it to the level that you really want, that connection that you really want, the honesty, the intimacy, the playfulness, the adventure that you really want with that person? That just stays as like a pipe dream. That doesn't get realized unless we do the grounding work, the ready, steady stuff. I'm very passionate about this. I've created an entire business around it, and I'm seeing the results in my clients. So stop worrying about, should I be on that app or that app or that app or doing that, or how should I meet him? Forget all of that. Because when you're focused on you, 100% on you, doing your inner work, your healing, embodying the truth of who you are, embodying your empowered masculine, feminine energies and having that beautiful flow between the two, really owning that, really receiving yourself, really coming home to yourself in that way. When you do that work and make you your focus, you are so, because you're so in your empowered feminine, you're so connected to the divine, you will receive that nudge from the universe, that whisper from your inner wisdom that will tell you the next right action to take when it comes to the final piece, which is dating. It'll be like, yeah, do you know what? I'm gonna go into that coffee shop. I'm gonna walk that, because he might be in there. I'm gonna walk that different route to work. It feels really, when that person has suggested I go on that blind date, it just feels like a full body yes to do that. No attachment, but it just feels right. I'm going to do that. I had totally given up on online dating, completely, utterly done with it. Deleted all my apps, no more. I was totally focused on me, my healing, my inner work, traveling, doing things that lit me up, going to the spa. Like it was just all about me. And I was just having the most amazing love affair with me for quite a long time. And it was when, a few of you have heard this story before, I'll share again, just very briefly. It was when I'm a guy I was on the phone with, who was a guy that I thought might be my guy at one point. I'd met him at one of the events I'd gone to somewhere in the world. Where did we meet? Maybe it was Greece. I was going to these events all around the world looking for my guy, because I decided he was going to be hanging out at these amazing events. I was trying to make it happen. I was trying to figure out how to date, my inner wisdom. And while I had a lot of fun doing all of that, and I did that for a few years, it wasn't apparently where he was. My guy wasn't on the other side of the world at some fancy pantsy event. He was living just down the road, as it turned out. But one of the guys I met on that journey, who lived in New York, we were having a Skype session one day and we're just chatting, and he'd been to stay with me at one point, and he'd seen where I lived, which was a little cottage on a farm in the middle of, Sussex countryside, kind of the middle of nowhere. And he was like, Katie, you're never going to meet your guy. You live on a farm in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, I know, it's a nightmare. I'm never going to meet my guy. And he's like, you've got to try Bumble. It's this new dating app. And it was brand new at the time. And this is the woman who'd sworn off dating. Hearing him say it, my whole energy, my whole body just went, it just sort of landed like boom. It was like the word of God. Katie, you must go on Bumble. Bumble. I was like, holy shit, I need to go on Bumble. I felt the nudge. It was the voice of God speaking to me, go on Bumble. So we ended our Skype session. I immediately searched up this new app, Bumble, set myself up chucked up a couple of quick pictures, wrote a quick profile. 2 days later, I matched with James. And the journey from there was, I won't share the whole journey today. Just to say, though, the journey was magical and so aligned in so many ways, and how different people, important people in my life, kind of dovetailed with that journey, and just how meant to be it was. The way it all happened was like God knew. But I wouldn't have been ready anytime sooner than that. I had to prepare. I had to do the ready, steady piece before the dating. And it was because of the ready, steady piece that I felt my intuition that, okay, now's the time to go on that app. I just knew in my body. And I had reached a point in my journey of relationship with myself where I totally trusted my intuition. And it also meant that when I was beginning the dating, James, I had me. I trusted me. I trusted my judgments. love is always going to be a risk, always. And I trusted my intuition. I trusted my judgment. I trusted how I felt when I was with him. I didn't have to, I never did the, is he the one? How do I know for sure? I was like, I just, self-trust. And I'm sharing that really unapologetically because bloody hell, I did the work to get to a place of having that depth of relationship with myself. And, you know, it means I can coach in this arena so much more powerfully because I literally have been in the arena, like getting down and dirty with the inner work. So it's very exciting to be able to work with women in this way and to be able to share from a place of true experience, not just as I'm, a master transformational coach. I can coach women. To be able to coach women in an area where I've really been there, done that, got the t-shirt is very exciting. So that's the first thing I want to share. And then the next thing is to give you some real life examples of this, because when we're really tapped into our empowered feminine energy and really trusting ourselves and listening to our guidance, open to receiving our guidance, and trusting ourselves to take action on that inner wisdom, magic happens. So for me, it was Bumble. And for many women, it's an online app. There's tons of success stories, tons. And all sorts of other miraculous things happen. And I've written a list here of stories I'm going to just really quickly share with you and this is the kind of stuff where, like, this is what I mean about refocusing, like quit focusing your energy on online dating. Should I? Shouldn't I? It's scary. I don't want to. It's exhausting. It can't happen for me. Just quit that. And focus your energy first on you, the ready, steady piece, first on you, and start focusing on, like, why not get curious and start looking for examples of women over 40, over 50, over 60 who've met their person in a really miraculous, beautiful way. Because they exist. Thousands of women in midlife are meeting their person in a meet cute way. So meet cute is the Hollywood term for how two people in a movie meet each other, and there's a cute story around it. And like the traditional one, it's Christmas in New York and it's snowing, and there's a single guy and a single girl, and they're in Macy's and they're doing their Christmas shopping, and they come out and they've got all their shopping bags, and they both hail down the yellow taxi, and the yellow taxi stops, and they both go for it, and they realize, oh, well, let's share the cab. You were sort of going in the same direction. We'll share the cab. And when they're in their cab, the bags get crossed over. And then they have to find each other to return the parcel, right? That's a meet cute. It's a miraculous, beautiful, it's super cute way that two people meet each other. And apparently it only happens in Hollywood movies, except it doesn't. And the reason we love the rom-coms, the reason we love watching the meet cutes is because it just activates that magical something in us that just knows that does happen and that is possible for me. We want the meet cute, right? I actually genuinely think that the way James and I met on Bumble is a meet cute. It is. And there's lots of other meet cute stories. So I'm going to give you a few because I want you to know for sure that this is possible. I even did an entire interview series, and I've shared the link with you. So whatever platform you're watching this on right now, if you look at the description, you'll see there's a link to this. It's called my, what have I called it? Where's my notes? Where are my notes? Katie, get with the program. Hold on a minute. Oh yeah, my next level love interview series. So I did a whole interview series. I can't remember with how many women, about 10, 12 maybe. I still get women saying, if you do another next level love interview series, will you interview me? Because there's more women than I've interviewed already who want to share their meet cute stories and how they came to meet their person in midlife. So I've given you access. I'll just say the link. It's theschoolofself.love/next-level-love. Click that. It's free. There's no opt-in, nothing you need to do. You just get instant access to the interviews. You need these role models in your life. And these women are in their 40s, they're in their 50s, and they're in their 60s. Some of them met through online dating. The majority of them met through the Meet Cute. And I'll share a couple of their stories. And I was out to dinner just last week with a bunch of girls that I've met through dog walking. So it's still possible to meet people and make new friends in midlife. And I've met these women through dog walking. And we were chatting and we got into the subject of what I do. And they all started sharing their Meet Cute stories. And it was wonderful. One of them, I made a list here of the stories I want to tell you. So one of them, she met her husband in the bank. So I think she was working the bank, or was he working the bank? I can't remember. But one of them was working in the bank. And the bank, for some reason, there was two people with very similar names, and they all the same name. And they kept when one guy was depositing his money, it was going into the other guy's account. And it happened more than once. Bit dodgy. Anyway, the bank obviously had to apologize, and they called in one of the guys that this was having this problem to apologize and to explain and to come up with a solution. And they offered him a compensation meal. They said, go out and have dinner on us. And he said to her, would you like to come and have that dinner with me? And he said it in I can't remember how she described it, but he said it in a way where he stuttered and he got his words mixed up and it came out all wrong. And she found it really sweet the way he said it. And she accepted his offer for dinner, and they've been married for how many years? Super cute, Meet Cute story. Another woman was sharing how she met her now husband through work. So work colleague. Another one was sharing with this was just at dinner last week with a random group of women who I've met through dog walking. The other one was sharing how she met her guy on a flight. It happens. They were sat next to each other on a flight. And then if you go into the Next Level Love interview series, the link that I've shared with you, and watch, you'll see the story of me interviewing Julia. She met her man on the street. She literally bumped into him on the street, and he was a colleague of hers from 30 years ago. Out of the blue, bumped into him. Maya tells her story about how she met her person on Tinder. But what was really unique about this was that the person she matched with, he was a bit of a celebrity online, somebody that she followed and that she really looked up to, and she recognized him from Facebook. He was a public figure. They matched. They're super happy. They've been together for years now. Jean, I always pronounce her name Jean. I think it's Jean, but it's spelled like Jean. She met her guy kayaking, and in the interview, she actually says he was the last 56-year-old bachelor. She'd always wanted to take up kayaking. She was following her heart. She was having loads of fun, and she met him on the river. Tiffany was sharing with me how she changed her Facebook status to single, and then a childhood friend reached out to offer her support, and then they became a couple. Marion met her guy at a networking party. And the stories go on and on. And these women are in their 50s. Some of those that I just mentioned. 60s, actually, one. So, your person is looking for you too. And quite frankly, it's none of your business how they come into your world. It's way more miraculous and exciting and divinely aligned than you knowing the how. And isn't that what you want? So the ready, steady date process, the ready, steady piece, when you activate your empowered feminine energy and really do that healing work to have that intimate connection, that relationship, that self-trusting relationship with yourself, when you do that, you'll be guided to the how of meeting your person. And you'll also be guided to meet somebody that you are able to have a next level relationship with. Right? So it's time to quit the focus on how do I meet him and start focusing instead on you. Period. That's where your energy needs to be going. And of course, part of the journey of that is you'll get connected with the kind of relationship you desire to call in and all of that good, yummy manifesting stuff. But make you your focus of attention. Deal? I want to see you all typing in the comments, deal. It would make me very happy. I'm going to take a sip and wait for you to start typing deal. Even if you're on the replay, type deal. I'm waiting for the first one. I know there's always a delay, that uncomfortable delay. Caroline. Caroline saying deal, welcome. Nice to have you. Yes, deal from Claudia. Deal from Ruth. Deal from somebody else. Yes, deal. Okay, and if you want help with the ready, steady piece, actually, I could even help you with the dating piece. That's when I'll bring James Priest in to support on that. But if you want, oh, it's Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Oh my God, so good to have you here. Hi, darling. I see you pop up on Facebook sometimes, and I love what I'm seeing, by the way. If you want support in the ready, steady stuff, hit me up. Let me know. Come into the Love Lounge. It's the best starting point. It was with Love Lounge people that we had our meetup in London last week and had that beautiful day together. So awesome. But come into the Love Lounge. This is where you begin to prioritize you. It's where you get my support, coaching calls every month, happy hour calls with Sarah, who's my head of happiness in the lounge, weekly Ask Me Anything lives, masterclasses from other experts. Like there's so much support and love and friendship and care in that space. You don't have to do this on your own, but it's all about preparing yourself. This is what we're doing, preparing yourself for that kind of relationship that you really want. How it happens, that's magic. You've got to get ready to open yourself up to the magic, to align with the magic, and to receive the magic. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing in my world. And a really awesome entry point is the Love Lounge. So come check us out. There's a link to that in the description above as well. And that leads me to say, I'm sending you so much love, Claudius. Love you so much. I love you so much too. There's lots of love in the Love Lounge, lots of love in my community, full stop. We're all, we are literally a movement of women we're a movement of loved up women. Like we all want to love and be loved. And we have so much love to give. We've all got big, beautiful heart. And I saw that so beautifully when we all got together on Friday. It was just a room full of big-hearted, open-minded, spiritually connected, gorgeous women who you just want to be in the energy of. And there's a ton of that in the Love Lounge. So if you're not in there, come join me. All right, my darlings, loving you tons. Have a beautiful rest of your day. See you next week. Mwah. I hope that was helpful. Ciao.